Hello my dear students, welcome back. In a previous chapter we are discussing about the sound energy. We are discussing about the sound energy. Now dear students, that chapter is completed. Now we are moving to a next chapter. The name of that chapter, that is a electricity, and most of the students know that what is the electricity. Every time we use that electricity, 8% if you are listening any sound, if you are watching any movies, any video lectures, that time we use the electricity. If the fan is moving, that time we require the electricity. In every seconds in today's life is completely dependent on electricity. So now we start what is the electricity and how we can define that electricity. We are know about that electricity. So we start the today's lecture with these following topics. So first topic is the introduction. In that introduction we are discussing about that some the important points related to electricity. After that we are discussing material based on a conduction of electricity. Means there, let's suppose there are two students. One use the plastic material to flow the current electricity, okay, and second one use the some other material just like a iron, okay. So both are having a different properties. In a first material, which a first student which use the plastic material, current is not passing through them, but in a second student which use the iron, that current will be easily passing, means it can conduction will be happening. So on the basis of a conduction of a electricity, we discuss the materials. Different materials are divided into a some parts on the basis of a conduction of a electricity. So we start the today's lecture with the topic name, that is a introduction. So in that introduction we discuss in a modern age, means we are talking about the today's life, the electricity has a very much importance in our daily life, okay. So it is the most widely used form of energy, means now we are required in many form, and we are required the many amount of high amount of energy for you in your daily life. In a previous, if you are moving to a last 50 years, that time the man is not dependent, a person is not dependent on electricity. Most of the work is done by the human persons, but 8% most of the work is done by the some machines, and machines are required the electricity, okay. So the electricity requirement is very high. Today's life is very hectic without the electricity. Without electricity the life would be so difficult, and we would not be able to use our daily gadgets. Just like a mobile is a very important gadget today's life, guys, like fan, bulb, air conditioner and computers, etc. These gadgets make our life easily, it make our work out very easily, guys, okay. So but all gadgets required some electricity to run. If you want to run, if that gadgets are in a working condition, so without electricity it is not useful. So material based on a conduction of electricity, first of all we divide into a three parts. First one is a conductor, second one is an insulator, and third one is a semiconductor. So on the basis we discuss one by one every part. So first one we discuss about the conductor. So what is the conductor, guys? Those substances which allow electricity to pass through them easily are called the conductor. Just like a aluminium, just like a copper, this is the material, guys, means in that material if you use that material, so electricity will be passed easily without any other difficulties. The electricity will be passed very easily. So we says the name of that material, that is a conductor, means the conduction is a very easy in that material. Second point is a electrical wires. Electrical wire are made up of a copper and aluminum. Why we are using that copper and aluminum? Why we are not using a wooden and plastic? Because wooden and plastic are not able to pass the electricity through them, but the copper and aluminum are able to pass the electricity through them. They have a very low resistance. In a previous next classes and next to next classes we are discuss what do you mean by the resistance, but basically you can understand the resistance is the opposing properties which create the some opposing force to moving and to pass the electric current. Okay, so in that material which having the property of a conduction, in that material the resistance value is a very low, and due to which there is a minimum loss of electric energy. There is a minimum loss of electrical energy when electric energy transfer from one point to another point. Okay, now second point is a insulator. What is the insulator, guys? Those substance, a material just like a plastic and wooden, which are not allowed to pass through them any electricity. Those substances which do not allow the electricity to pass through them are called the insulator. And insulator are used to protect that devices. Means most of the gadgets, just like if you see that board is a electrical board, and that board, outer part of that board is a plastic bodies. Why we use the plastic body? Why we are not using some metal bodies? Because the metal bodies conduction is a very, if due to any reason, if any wire will be loose and it connected to that body part, so it gives some shock to you guys. Okay, so we use the protection, that material are used to protect your instrument and your bodies also. So electrician wear rubber hand gloves while working with the electricity. Why we are using the rubber gloves? Because rubber is having a property, it cannot be passed the electricity. It is because rubber is an excellent insulator and protect, and it is a protection, guys. It protect the electrician from the electric shocks. If it's my suggestion to you guys, if you are working and deal the some electrical appliances, so every time wear the gloves and wear the slippers on your foot, guys. So if you use that material, so the current will not be passed through them, so we can reduce and you can protect yourself. It depends on you guys. Okay, next and last material, that is a semiconductor. In a first condition we discussed that the conducting materials, means the conducting material having a property, means that charge is easily flow, the current is easily flow. But the second material says the current is not flow, means that block from that point. If that material, that is a rubber, so after that point the current will not be flow. But in that condition what happening, guys? Those substance whose conductivity lies between, the conductivity lies between a conductor and insulator. Sometime it work as a conductor and sometime it work as a insulator. There is a condition when it work as a conductor and when it work as a insulator. So the material which can be work and lies between a conduction and insulator, that is called a semiconductor. That is called a semiconductor. The name of that semiconductor is a silicon and germanium are a mostly used semiconductor materials. Mostly used semiconductor material. And semiconductor becomes conductor by increasing its temperature. If you are increase the temperature of that semiconductor material, it moves to a insulator to a conductor. It becomes a conductor, guys. It start to flow that electric current. So that is a property of that semiconductor material. At that condition, what is the condition? If you want to work semiconductor as a conductors, you increase the temperature. We increase the temperature. Next point is electric charge. What is the electric charge, guys? Electrical charge is available in a atomic structure. Now first of all we discuss, if you discuss about some atomic structure, so what happen in an atomic structure, guys? Let's suppose that is a circular part and this is an atom. Okay, we know that the atom consists of a central part. That central part is called the nucleus. That central part is called a nucleus. And around that nucleus, a electron is moving continuously. The electron is moving continuously. Okay, now basically if you talk about the electrons and the nucleus contain two types of a charged particle, that is a proton and neutron. These two particles are available in a nucleus. and the outer shell that is called the electron. If we talk about the sign of that particle, so electron is a negative particle. Electron is a negative particle, and guys, proton that is represented by a P, that is a positive particle. One more particle is remaining, that is a neutron. But dear student, neutron having a no charge. Neutron means no charge. Neutrons doesn't having a any charge, that is a no charge. Okay student. So if we talk about the nucleus, so which is the excess? So positive charge is excess guys, because due to a neutron no charge, so finally you can say the nucleus is a positive charge, that is a sign of a positive. So dear students, you can write that is a positive, that is a positive. So basically nucleus is a positive charge, and the negative charge particle, that is the electrons which are revolving around that nucleus. So that is the atomic structure of any atom. The nucleus consists of a proton and a neutron, and proton is a positive charge and neutron is a negative charge. A proton is a positive charge particle while a neutron has a no charge. Therefore, the nucleus of an atom bears a positive charge. Electron is a negatively charged particle guys, and having a magnitude equivalent to a positive charge. The negative charge is equivalent to. Electron is a negatively charged particle having a magnitude of a negative charge is equivalent to a magnitude of a positive charge. Means if we talk about the magnitude of a proton is equivalent to a magnitude of a electron. We are talking about the charge. Charge on a proton is equivalent to a charge on an electron. And Q is the symbol of a charge. Q is the symbol of a charge. Means how you can represent the charge? The symbol of a charge, that is a Q. So next point related to that point, that is a normally if we talk about that normal condition of any atom, that means the number of electrons and number of protons both are the same. If number of electron is a 5, let's suppose we are using the number of electrons, that is a 5. We are not talking about the actual unit of a charge, but we are saying the some unit that is becomes the charge is, that is a 5 unit, and the same amount of proton is available, so same amount of charge will be formed here, but that is a negative and that is a positive. If we talk about the total charge on that, that is a 0. So in that condition 0 is not the correct answer, but you can say in the form of mathematical. In a mathematical form you can say that is a 0 charge, means you can say no charge. There is a no charge on that atom guys. Now let's see. Normally the number of electrons is equal to a number of protons, therefore an atom is a neutral. So no charge, the other name of no charge is also a neutral. You can also say that is a neutral body. What do you mean by the neutral body guys? The number of electrons is equivalent to a number of protons. The next point is therefore atom is a neutral and whole. The negative charge of electron cancelling the positive charge on a proton, means both are cancelling to each other. Okay, these lead to conclusion that the under ordinary condition, we are saying that in a normal condition the body is a neutral, body doesn't have any charge. At a normal condition body doesn't have any charge. So understood that now. So if the any charge is available, so what is the unit of charge? Now the unit of charge of on a single electron, basically if we break the atom, we are finding the 3 particles. This is the smallest particle guys, that is the smallest particle in word, that is the electron and charge particle. The charge on an electron is so small that is not convenient to select as a unit of a charge. We are not select as a unit of charge, so we use in a practical unit, that is a coulomb. That is a coulomb is the unit of a charge. Okay, and the symbol of that coulomb is represented by a C. The SI unit of a charge, that is a C, and the symbol is a C, and the name of that is a coulomb. That is a unit of a charge. That is a unit of a charge. That what is the unit of the charge? The coulomb is the unit of a charge. 1 coulomb charge is equivalent to 1 coulomb charge is equivalent to a 6.25 into 10 to the power 18. Means one time when the 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons are collecting at that point, that time we are collecting a 1 coulomb charge. So 1 coulomb charge is equivalent to a 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 number of electrons. When we collect that amount of electrons, that time we can form the 1 coulomb charge. That time we can form the 1 coulomb charge. Type of a charge. Basically in a previous slide we are discussing there is a charge, that electron having a negative charge and proton having a positive charge. So now we are discussing the type of charge. There are the two types of charge on the basis of a number of electrons. On the basis of number of electrons, we can say there are two types of charge. When the number of electrons is higher as compared to number of protons, and if the number of electrons is high, that time which are in a excess, guys, the negative particle is a excess, so that body becomes a negative. If the number of electrons is less as compared to a number of protons, then what happening, guys? So which are in a excess, the proton having a excess amount, proton in a excess amount, so proton having a positive charge, so that type, in that condition the body having a positive charge. Now we discuss. There are two types of charge known as a positive bodies and a negative charge. All objects normal contain an equal amount of positive and equal amount of a negative charge. Okay, and we are saying that is a neutral. So we can say when the body having an equal amount of positive and equal amount of negative charge, that time you can say that is a electrically neutral body. That is a electrically neutral body. So type of charge is given, that is a two types of charge. That is a first one is a, let's see, that is a positive charge, and positive charge is coming in any atomic. Basically that is a neutral body. So when the body will be positive charge, when the amount of electrons having a less amount of electrons, guys, means that is a deficiency of electron. Means if you are compare the number of electrons to a number of protons, so in that case when the body is a positive charge, that what happening, guys, the number of electron is less as compared to number of protons. Okay, now so the second type of charge, that is a negative charge, and negative charge is coming when the number of electrons is high as compared to number of protons. So these are the two types of charge particle. First one is a positive charge and second one is a negative charge. And positive charge, body becomes a positive charge due to a deficiency of electrons, and body becomes a negative charge due to a excess amount of electrons. Now dear students, we discussed that method, means how you can increase and decrease the number of charges. Means how you can increase the amount of electron, and how we can reduce and deduct the amount of electron. When the amount will be changes, guys, basically both are having a same amount of electron and proton, the body becomes a neutral. When you are increasing and decrease the number of electrons, body becomes a positive and negative charge. So there are some methods, by using that method we can charge your bodies. Okay, so first method, charging of a body, is divided into three parts. First one is a charging by a friction. What happening in a charging by frictions, guys? We are rubbing two bodies. When we are rubbing two bodies, heat will be generated, and due to that heat energy, electrons will be moving, guys. Okay, we are discussing all the methods one by one. So first of all we give the nomenclature and division. Second one is a charging by a conduction. Means one body having a charge, and now we are touch the other bodies, that time second body is also become a chargeable. And last one method is a charging by a induction, and last method is a charging by a induction. In that method we are having a one charged body, but we are not touched to other uncharged body. Okay, so we start one by one every method. Okay, charging by a friction. First method is a charging by a friction. So what the method? Friction word explain the something about that, that is a rubbing of two materials, rubbing of a two materials, let that. In charging by a friction, dear student, let's suppose the first material, that is a rubber, that is a rubber, and second material we have a, that is a fur. Everyone know about that. First one is a rubber and second one is a fur, and we rubbing to each other. We rubbing to each other. Rubbing. Now start the rubbing. Now what happen here, dear student? We are rubbing the one material to another material, and after rubbing that material, initially both are neutral. There is a no sign of any charge and no positive, no negative. That is a neutral, dear student. What do you mean by the neutral? Neutral means it has a equal amount of positive and equal amount of a negative charge. So what happen after that rubbing, dear student? And whenever we rubbing two materials, then heat will be generated. In winters, most of the time person will be rubbing our hands. Why? Because some energy, he gets some energy in the form of heat. Okay, similar experience will be by that rubber and fur. When we rub two materials, then energy will be developed. That energy gives, and that energy get by some electrons. If that energy has a sufficient amount of energy to release the electron and to accept the electrons, then electron will be start to move. And what happen after moving of electron? We know that when electron will be moved from one body to another body, that will be sometime positive, sometime negative. So what happened after that, dear students? That rubber will be charged with a negative charge. It negative charge, what do you mean by negative charge? It gets some electrons, it accepts some electrons, extra electrons, it accepts extra electrons. So how we can get that electrons? Someone donate that electrons. Which body that is a donate that electrons? The fur will be donate that electrons. So that donate some electrons, then it becomes a positive. It accept that electrons, that it becomes a negative charge. That it becomes a negative charge and it becomes a positive charge. So dear son, I hope you understand that what happen in a friction of a two bodies. In a friction of two bodies, when we rub two material, one body get a positive charge, another body get a negative charge. Okay students, that amount of positive and negative both are in a equal. Let it has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 negative charge, and it also has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 positive charge. Because if if one electron is moving, that it creates some negative charge, same amount of positive charge will be created on a fur also. So it balance to each other. Equal amount of positive charge, equal amount of negative charge. Now that complete. Next method is a charging by a conduction. And we discussed in previous video we discussed, sorry, in earlier we discussed what happened in a conduction. In conduction we touch the two bodies. Okay, how we touch the bodies and how it works, dear student, let's discuss. That is a body that have a negative charge. What do you mean a negative charge? It has a excess amount of electrons, means it has a excess amount of electrons. Okay, so that is a negative charge body. And we are having a one more body, that is a neutral. That is a neutral body. That is a neutral body. What do you mean by the neutral? It has the same amount of, let's suppose we mark a 2 positive, then it has a also a 2 negative also. So that time it is a neutral body. When we close to each other, dear students, now we close to each other. When we come to close to each other, what happen? Electron will be a negative charge. Negative charge, only which charge will be movable? Only electron has the property from moving and exchanging our position from one body to another body. So that has a electron in a excess, then electron will be moved in another body. It has the same amount of positive and negative. When one electron is coming here, then it reduce the effect of one positive. So what happened, dear, that have a one negative. when one electron is coming, that one negative charge will be appear. That is a one negative charge will be appear. If one more electron is here coming here, then that positive becomes positive, cancel out, the effect of positive cancel out, and effect of one negative will be appear. So two negative will be appear here. So finally dear students, it has a, the result is it becomes a nuclear 3 electrons. In that condition 3 electrons are moving from that body to that body, and it also having that neutral, that is a negative. All 3 negative charge will be transferred from that body. So it has a negative charge, it also negative. In previous condition, that is a rubbing and friction, we have a two types of body. First one a positive, second one a negative. But in a method of conduction, we have a both are the same charge, that it is also negative, it's also negative. So right, that is a important. We whenever we use the method of conduction for charging a body, then we get the one type of body, sometime positive and negative, both will be possible dear students. Okay, now so now next, charging by conduction is complete. Now we discuss the last method is charging by induction. What we do induction, we are coming and close to one another. Okay, we are not touching the bodies and we are not rubbing that bodies. So in that condition, let that is a negative charge rod, it has a negative charges, and that is a one more charge, that is a metal sphere. It is a same amount of positive, same amount of negative. We are marking here all the positive, that is a all negative charge. Both are a that is a neutral, that is a negative charge. When it will be come to close, then dear student, charge have some properties. That negative charge particle attracts some positive. That negative charge particle attracts some positive. So all charges of positive charges will be bonded with the negative charge, means all negative charge particle attract the positive charge. So it will be some bond will be appear between the positive and negative charges. After that dear students, we use that method, that is a ground method, that is a ground method. We are applying some ground method. Dear student, that is a property of charges. All positive will be attracted by the negative charge, but in same time all negative will be repelled by that negative charges. So all negative will be moved to ground surface, move to ground surface in that direction. Let this diagram, all negative charge particle will be moved to ground. So what happened dear students, in that neutral body only a positive charge will be remaining because of repulsion of a negative charge particle. This negative charge particle repel all the negative charge particle and all will be moved to ground. Then what happened dear students, it have a remaining only some positive charge. When we remove our other body, then that body, that is a neutral, initially that body is a neutral, and we get finally that becomes a positive charge. So in a first method friction, we get a two types of body, we get one positive and second negative. And second method, that is a conduction, we get a one type of body, sometimes it will be positive and it will be negative. But in a second method, if we use the negative charge body, then other body will be positive charge. Okay, other body will be positive charge. If you are using a positive charge body, that time dear students, you get a negative charge body. Neutral will be converted into a opposite charge, which is used as a charge body. So that is a charging by a induction. Okay student, now we complete our charging by a different method. Now we start some properties of a charge. Now dear student, that first property of charge, that is we have some positive charges and we have some negative charges. Dear student, these charges in a induction, we say that some type of charges apply the forces of, if positive and negative have a charges, then sometime apply a attraction, sometime apply a repulsion force. If we use the positive and positive charge. Then what will be the force between that charge? That charge are a same charges, like charges, that is a positive positive, that is a negative negative. Then what happen that both charges are repel to each other, means that charges and that charges apply some forces, that charges apply some forces in that direction, and that charges apply some forces in that direction. Okay, so dear students, so write in your copy that if we have a like charges, that time like charges are repelled to each other, we are not coming to close to each other. Okay, means there is no, if that are a positive positive, both are alike. If that are a negative negative, that time are also like charges, that time both are apply a repulsion, both are apply the force of repulsion. If there are some different charge, one is a positive and one is a negative, that time dear students, what is the force between that time? That time unlike charge, that is a unlike charge, one is a positive, one is a negative, that time he apply the force in coming to close both of them. So it is a called, that is a unlike charge apply the attraction, it repel and it attract to each other. Okay students, that is a force between a like charges and unlike charge, that is the first property of a charge. Now we move the next property of that charges. First, now we say the charge. One more property, that is charge is a scalar quantity. Dear students, that is a physical quantity divided into two parts. First one is a scalar and second one is a vector. What do you mean a scalar and vector? Scalar means, dear students, it has a only magnitude, it has a only magnitude, means there is a, it is a not depends on a direction. So what happened here, let's suppose 1 coulomb charge, that is a unit of charge, we are explaining that property, is coming from that direction, and 1 coulomb of charge is coming from that direction. Then what happen at that point, if you are moving in that direction, that is a total 2 coulomb charge will be coming. But dear students, if you are coming in that direction, then 2 coulomb. If we change the direction, let's suppose you are coming from that direction, that 1 coulomb, this 1 coulomb not coming from that direction, it coming from the that direction, it not coming from that direction. If you are to change the direction, then again answer is a 2 coulomb, means if you are changing the direction, if you are changing the direction of a charges, then there is a no effect, it will be simply added and subtract. If these are the some opposite charge, that time will be subtract. So it is doesn't matter which is the direction of a charges. Okay, now next property is, that is a quantization. Charge is always quantized. What is the smallest particle in our atom, dear students? Everyone says the smallest particle in an atom, that is a electron. So dear students, if you are saying the body has some charges and some getting some charges and removing some charges, so what is the minimum amount of exchanging? The minimum amount of exchanging is a electron. E by 2, 2e by 3, it is not possible, because I have already says, yes dear students, that charge is possible, but that charge is called quark. That charge is called the quark, but it is not stable, it is a not stable. So we are not talking about that charges, we are talking the smallest charge, that is a electron, and that is a stable charge. Okay, so we are talking about the electron, and electron is the smallest particle of our atom. So dear students, if any body will be charged and discharged and moving some charges, it will be changes with the multiple of electron. Let's suppose you are moving a 2 electron, 1 electron will be moved, 2 electron will be moved. Can you say कि 1 by 2 and half electron will be moved? Can you divide the electron further? No, that is not possible. So electron will always transfer in the multiple of n. Where what is the n? n is the integer, n is the integer, dear student. And what is the E? E is the charge on a single electron. What is the charge? Write and remember that, that is the important point, dear students. What is the charge on a single electron? What is the charge on a single electron? C represent the unit of charge. We are discussing in about that. What is the charge? Charge is the, what is the charge on a single electron? One electron has a charge is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. That is, that C is coulomb. That is a unit of charge, dear students. That is a unit of a charge. What is the unit of charge? Coulomb is the unit of charge. We discuss about that in a next slide. So what is the charge on a single? If you are a exchange of one electron, means you are exchanging 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Let's suppose, dear student, that is a one body and that is a second body. If one electron is moving in that electron is moving in that has a negative charge and that has a positive charge, because it gets some extra electron, and electron is a negative charge. So that body has a charge 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, but minus, because it has a excess amount of electrons. And similarly, if you talk about that body, then it also has a charge 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, but it is a positive charge. Okay, that is a difference between them. So if you are exchanging one electron, means you are exchanging 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb charges. So that is a second point of a property of charge. And next point is a charge is always conserved. What do you mean a charge is always conserved? Let's suppose, dear students, that is a system. In that system, one body has a 2 coulomb charge and second body has a 3 coulomb charge and 4 coulomb charge. So what is the total charge? Let's suppose one more 2 coulomb. That has a system. So what happened in that system, dear students? What is the total charge of that system? 2, 4, 6 and 3, 9 minus 2, that is a 7 coulomb charge. If dear students, if some time will be some exchanging will be appear. If some exchanging means that 4 coulomb charge gives some 1 coulomb charge to that material and 1 coulomb charge to that. So what happened here? That 1 coulomb becomes 3 coulomb and that 3 coulomb becomes a 4 coulomb and that 4 coulomb becomes a 2 coulomb and minus 2 is the same. So now calculate the complete charge of that system. So 4 plus 3, that is 7, 7 plus 2, that is a 9, 9 minus 2, that is again 7. So charge of a particular enclosed system, that is a always conserved. Total charge will not be changes. Okay. Now that is a one more property of a charge. Next, charge is always associated with mass. Dear students, if we talk about the charges, then charges it has some masses. We write here what is the mass of a single electron. 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kilogram. That is the mass of a single electron. If some electron will be exchanged, let's suppose that is the first body and that is the second body. It is a mass of Ma, it is a mass of Mb. At that time, that is a neutral body. After some time, what happened, dear students? Some electron will be moved from that to that. So it becomes a negative. It is a negative now and it is a positive. First body becomes a positive and second body becomes a negative. What happens? Some electrons will be moved from A to B. Whenever, dear, so let's suppose one electron will be moved, means electron has some mass. So what is the relation between that mass and that mass? First, at the neutral condition, that is a mass Ma. After charging it has a mass ma. What is the charge on that body? That is positive charge. How we can get the positive charge? When we donate some electrons, means reduce the electron. When we reduce the one electron, we reduce that mass. So what is the relation between that mass here? Ma dash has a less mass as compared to ma. When we donate the electron, we reduce our mass, we deduct our mass. And what is the relation between them? In that condition, dear student, mass of charged body, that is a greater than of mass of uncharged body in a B. Okay, so charge always associate with a mass. Write the mass of a single electron, that is a 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kilogram. That is the mass of a single electron. Okay students, you understand that? Now total charge of a system remain conserved, that is a almost same point, that is a charge of a system is always conserved. If you are exchanging any charges in a particular system, in a universe also have some constant amount of charges. Okay, that is a property of. Now we start a next topic, that is a unit of charges. So dear student, we are already discussed about what is the unit of charge, that is a coulomb. So we use that all point in the SI unit of charge. The SI unit of charge, that is a coulomb, that is a coulomb. And what is the symbol of that? That is a capital C. So we write Q, that is a charge. Let's suppose you have a 1 coulomb charge, so we write the 1. If you have a charge of 2 coulomb, that we write the 2C, that is a 2 coulomb charge. So what is the symbol of a coulomb? That is a capital C. Okay students, you understand that? That is a unit of a charge. 1 coulomb of charge, how we can say? Dear student, 1 electron has a charge 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. If dear student, we want to calculate the what is the amount, what is the number of electrons required to get the 1 coulomb charge. So what is the formula we use? We use that formula Q is equals to Ne. And how we can calculate that? First we give the answer. What is the answer? If you want to the 1 coulomb charge, if you want to the 1 coulomb charge, then we have required 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons. 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons. When 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons are coming and give it to another body, that time we can say 1 coulomb charge will be exchanged. If we are getting that amount of electrons, then we get the more amount of electrons. Whenever we get that amount of charge, then we get 1 coulomb charge. Okay, and how we can calculate that? Dear student, we have that relation Q is equals to Ne. If we put the value of Q, that is a 1 coulomb, and we want to calculate the number of, that is a N electrons. What is the amount of 1 electron? 1 electron is equals to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. So if you want to calculate the value of N is equals to 1 coulomb upon 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. And that unit will be cancelled out. Now we get N is equals to 1 into 10 to the power minus 19 becomes a numerator, then 10 to the power 19 upon 1.6. Okay, if you divide the 1 upon 1.6, that time we get the values of 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons. 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons. Okay, that is the amount of 1 coulomb charge. If one body exchange, let's suppose we are asking that body has a 2 coulomb positive charge. What do you mean that positive 2 coulomb charge? It donate and deficiency. First of all, we are saying it a excess of electrons or deficiency of electron. It has a deficiency of electron. How much electrons deficiency? 1 coulomb is equals to that amount. So 2 coulomb is equals to 2 multiply 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons has electron. that amount of electron will be donated by that amount that time that body have a 2 coulomb charge. Okay, understand that that is a positive charge, so we are saying the deficiency of electron. If you are saying that is a minus of 2 coulomb charge, that means we are saying it has a excess amount of electron. How many amount of electrons? We know that 1 coulomb represent the 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons. If we are getting the 2 coulomb, then we multiply 2. If you are getting the 8 coulomb, that time you are multiplying of a 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 with a 8. Okay students, that is a unit of a electric charge. So students, your assignment number 1 is, the assignment number 1 is given from a exercise number 1. The exercise number 1 contain a total of 30 questions, all objective questions. So on the basis of that lecture, we are given only a 1 to 18 number questions. 1 to 18 number questions. That is your assignment. Okay students, have a nice day and thank you so much.